Picture this, Andy, a guy who built a YouTube empire for over 10 years since 2016, generating over 800 million views and even gaining over 1 million followers on TikTok and 700k followers on Instagram, right now can't even afford to pay rent without borrowing money from his brother because his ex-girlfriend and evil mother stole everything that he had after they broke up. Keep in mind the situation is still unfolding, so everything is alleged, but this isn't just YouTube gossip, it's national news in Taiwan. Andy and Jialing are trending so hard, public TV covered how this family was screwing him over, and they are still trying to screw him over at this very moment. For context, Taiwanese are very warm and kind-hearted, the culture is very friendly, and they're known for being generous, even with strangers. So when you hear about this kind of situation in Taiwan, it's so unexpected. The Taiwanese public are so angry for him right now, this story is so crazy. Anyone who has Taiwanese friends or likes Taiwan, you guys deserve to be in the loop. Let's rewind. Andy Laoshi, which translated means teacher Andy, isn't some newbie. 10 years ago, he and Jialing, his then girlfriend, started a channel called Crowd. They were the OG prank couple. Think silly stunts, millions of views. It was cute and they got such a huge following. So they were a very beloved couple. That is, until post-breakup, they both created their own channels. Andy started uploading his own videos, not talking about the breakup, and then a few months later, dropped this bombshell video that translated is titled, "After I Broke Up, I Got Nothing Left." This video got 10 million views in only 5 days. For a video in the Taiwanese community, this is huge. Just imagine the Taiwan population is just 23 million. It's almost half their population. So why is it so popular? Let's unpack what he spilled. Andy starts by saying, "Hi everyone, I want to tell you all that I received a demand letter from Chun Hai Entertainment Company. This is a company he's a shareholder of, the company he created that he ran his Crowd YouTube channel with, the one that has millions of subscribers." He states, in 2016, September 18, he's 21, fresh out of school, and starts a YouTube channel called Crowd. Soon after, his girlfriend Zhang Jialing jumps in. They're clueless and having fun, but once they pivot to couple prank videos, views skyrocket, sponsors roll in, and Crowd becomes a brand name. It gets way too much to handle, so Jialing and him decided they needed to create a company to handle everything, and they trusted Jialing's mother with this because she has experience with business and has had her own company before. This makes sense, right? At such a young age, Andy didn't understand what equity meant, what shares meant, how to create a contract, and Jialing's mother, Zhang Mama as he calls her, which literally means Mami Zhang, told him, "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything." Oh my god. Zhang Mama put herself down owning 50% of the company. Jialing got 25% and Andy 25%. Just 25%. Jialing's dad is on the contract as the supervisor. Jialing's sister is also on the contract as an agent, so she handles talking to sponsors. So the whole family is pretty much on the dang contract except the brother, but we'll get to him later. Andy just blindly signs the contract because Zhang Mama told him, "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything," which is obviously a bad idea, but Andy does acknowledge that it was his mistake to sign a blind contract. But let's continue. In this video, Andy discloses that he has been paid scraps this whole time. For 10 years, he's been getting a fixed salary for YouTube, guys. For the first 7 months in 2018, he only got 30,000 NTD, which is $960. And from 2019 to 2024, he got 55,000 NTD, which is $1,760 a month, with tiny bonuses sprinkled in. This is actually very little for a YouTuber based on how many subscribers they had. This guy is a very popular Taiwanese YouTuber who also has millions of subscribers himself, and he analyzed the situation and noticed that based on Andy's and Jialing's videos on their personal YouTube channels, it becomes very clear that Andy was editing everything on their Crowd channel. Just watch Jialing's video. If you feel awkward watching this video, don't worry, all of us did. Everybody is confused what's going on over here. And this is Andy's video. First of all, the editing is way more captivating, and it's exactly the style that's on the Crowd channel. And basically everyone knows that Andy was editing everything himself. The YouTuber Joe Man, who has lots of subscribers, states that Andy should have gotten at least 70 to 80% of the shares considering he did the marketing, editing, and filming of the channel, and that very conservatively, he estimates that the channel should have been making at least $300,000 per year, but Andy was only getting $21,000. Obviously, Andy starts to realize that he's getting paid very little and he wants to know where all the money is going. So in 2020, Andy asked Zhang Mama multiple times asking for financial reports, but she always told him, it's being calculated. Andy would even ask his girlfriend, Jialing, to ask Zhang Mama for the financial report because she's her mother, but there was no outcome. Andy just wanted to understand where all the money was going at the end of the day. And if you think about it, the channel's managed by Andy and Jialing, and he's a shareholder, so he does have the right to see it. But every time, Zhang Mama would just make excuses, and he never saw the report. Things get even worse for Andy after they break up. In 2024 November, he loses control of the Crowd channel, their side channel, and their Instagram with over 700,000 followers. He couldn't log in. He had absolutely no access. And then on November 13th, for the first time in 10 years, he receives notice that there's going to be a shareholder meeting. So he was really excited because he thought he was gonna finally get his money back. But on that day, Zhang Mama, she still told him it's being calculated. What's even more ridiculous is that Zhang Mama even bluntly and harshly said, since you guys already broke up, you are contributing nothing to this company now, and you have only 25% shares, so Jialing and I have an agreement to kick you out of this company because they hold majority, and they can do that. Andy was literally shocked. And the worst part of it all was that Jialing was right next to her mom, and she didn't say anything. And while he's being so sad and shocked, Zhang Mama hands him a document to make him agree to sign all his shares away to herself, and she even wanted him to sign a non-disclosure agreement because she asked for it, for nothing basically. So because of the situation, Andy finally had the courage to hire a lawyer, and they drafted a demand letter and sent it to the company, Junhai Entertainment Company. Andy's main purpose was he just wanted to see the financial report, which should have been a given since he's been a shareholder of the company since the very beginning. I mean, he's the reason why the company opened in the first place. And this is what he's been asking for several years. What's so bizarre is that in response to his demand letter, Junhai Entertainment Company sent him their own demand letter telling Andy to stop being a shareholder and to please, within 5 days, cooperate and return all his shares back to Zhang Mama. In the letter, it says that Andy only got 5,000 shares because he was her daughter's boyfriend. This is actually mind-boggling. And the letter said that his request to see the financial reports of the company is a threat to the company. During the shareholder meeting, Zhang Mama told Andy multiple times that she could sue him. And to explain the nuance in this letter, because of translation issues, Zhang Mama basically implies in the letter that Andy is just an employee, and should not be considered a shareholder. Oh my gosh. So what's even more crazy is 2020 April 1st, Andy and Jialing decided to register for a trademark for their Crowd channel. Obviously, this would be for their company, and guess what Andy found out? The trademark is registered under Zhang Mama's own name, not the company. She applied for 5 categories under her name to cover all the potential categories the channel could possibly extend their revenue from advertisement to selling products. She owned the trademark for everything. Andy also points out that 2020 was the time when he first asked to see the financial report. So now he's discovering that Zhang Mama started planning all of this pretty early, where everything would be in her name and not his. Also, Jialing and Andy competed in a difficult YouTube competition, and they won a SUV that's worth more than $30,000. And guess whose name it was registered under? Zhang Mama's name. Can you guys believe that the ownership of the vehicle wasn't even under his name, or Jialing's name, or the company's name, but Zhang Mama's name? I'm gonna translate this word for word. Andy's direct message to Zhang Mama in the video: to my no longer potential mother-in-law, in society, we just want peace. That's what you told me. But what's right and what's wrong? You yourself should know the difference. Honestly, until this moment, I kept telling myself that I should be thankful towards your family, but I think most importantly, what everyone cares about is how much profit did the company make in the past 10 years. Up till now, I can't even tell anyone an exact number. So now Andy's kicked out of his company by their family, no money, no channel that he worked on for 10 years. Now all he wants is his shares that represents the hard work he did, and he hopes there will be a peaceful ending, and he just wants her to be transparent and reveal the financial report. Okay, at this point, Taiwanese all over the world are in shock. They are blowing this up on social media. People are spamming Jialing's Instagram, commenting, wondering if this is going to be a prank because they did have a couple prank channel. The comments are honestly so funny, so I'm just gonna read you a bit. For this video where she's using cosmetic products, people are like, wow, all the cosmetic products are so expensive. That should be more than Andy's 1 month's rent. She also posted a photo of this dog, and people said, hey, the dog next to her is living even better than Andy. The memes are going crazy. Literally no response from Jialing this whole time. So it gets worse. People start digging digging because nothing is truly safe from the internet, and they find out that Jialing's sister, who basically was just an agent for their company, talking to collaborators for them, did a terrible job. People who have worked with them talk about how there was so much miscommunication and they treated their artists so terribly when they were trying to make merchandise. But she's not doing just a terrible job. Somehow this sister has so much money. Keep in mind, she didn't have any other job except this one. And she still has so much money. She drives an expensive car, she goes to expensive restaurants, wears expensive things, and travels the world. Meanwhile, the brother has 6 restaurants that were bringing him in so much money, so he's rich too. And Jialing's father has his own successful business, and you just wonder, where did they get all this money to fund their ventures? Well, Trinhai Entertainment Company generated money that's in the millions in USD. And just contrasting Andy's poor lifestyle to Jialing's whole family living the life over here paints a very ugly picture. Jialing's entire family is so rich. Why couldn't they just afford to pay him properly? It was his company and he was making all the videos. People did more digging and found this old Facebook photo on Jialing's dad's Facebook, and it's of them at a restaurant. And they also found that on Andy's Facebook, there's a photo that shows that Andy was literally right there standing next to them, but in the photo on Jialing's dad's Facebook, he was cut out. It's a little odd, don't you think? Honestly, they're looking so evil at this point. People feel so bad for Andy, and so many Taiwanese people have been sending him money on YouTube, but at least brands have been reaching out to sponsor him, and what brands have been offering to give him is just so crazy. He's been offered an apartment. A lot of them have also left very heartwarming messages on YouTube, offering any kind of service you can think of, from interior design to dental work to protein shakes. I mean, this is huge news, and people just feel so bad for him. The consensus is really that Jialing's family screwed him over, and someone who's been working this hard for so long shouldn't have suffered like this just because he dated the wrong girl. So the public has been ruthless towards Jialing, especially because she hasn't explained herself or her mother. Their family has pretty much become a joke in Taiwan at this point. It's actually quite hilarious because a bubble tea shop, they named a drink 张嘉玲芒绿茶, which in slang means 张嘉玲 bitch. And that drink has become so popular. The employees are dying because they're so busy. The photos that they post, oh my god. But it's so hilarious and people really love it. Unfortunately for Andy, lawyers have analyzed the situation, and many of them have said that it's going to be really hard for him to get all his money back because Zhang Mama at this time is probably dragging out the situation while trying to allocate the money all over the place so that he can't get it. The weirdest thing of this situation is that Jialing and her mother and Trinhai Entertainment, they didn't immediately come out and respond to the backlash. They waited 3 whole days for the company, Trinhai Entertainment, to release a letter to the internet. It's actually like a demand letter to Andy, semi-explaining the situation, but not really. People have figured out that this letter looks like it's been written by ChatGPT, and Andy responded to this letter within 3 hours, point by point, and the whole internet is riled up for this. Everybody is just waiting for Jialing to actually respond because it's just such an amazing, crazy situation that is unfolding. If you find this story interesting, I just really wanted to share this because not many people are translating this video for you guys, especially if you have Taiwanese friends who are talking about it. But if you find this story interesting, make sure to smash the like button and comment. And if enough people are interested, I'll make a part 2 getting into this letter and Andy's second video to help you guys follow the story.